Okay, right. Idoku Gochuku, welcome. Thank you. Professor Oruka, God bless you. Thank you. Long time. God bless. Juliet Idoku, God bless you. Thank you for joining. God bless you. We'll soon start. That's Phil Driscoll. Don't know how to. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Then bear with me to kick off. I exhort you. Okay. I think optics can be better. God is good. How was your Sunday? Hope everything went well. Where Jesus is Lord. No matter the situation, we have a cause to rejoice and triumph in Him. Thank you. Okay, that's let's wait to the end of this song, and then we will start off. Hopefully, we'll get more people in. Okay, thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for joining. Right, I just want to just take just for a minute or so, just to wait for other regulars, and well, not for long, and then we will start off. I started late today because I wasn't actually feeling well. Charlotte, God bless you. Thank you for joining us this evening. How was your Sunday? Yeah, I was saying that yes, I started a bit late. I was a bit feeling under the weather. It's very cold over here in UK, and battling flu and cold and all that. But yeah, we must do this, like my wife said to me, in season and out of season. It's okay. So if my voice sounds a bit husky, forgive. It's just, as I always say, we're not in heaven yet. And so this is we have to battle with. Okay. Right. I'm hearing some kind of echo. I don't know where that's coming from. Oh, hold on, please. Yes. I have to. I think TV is also where. Hey, Dicey, how are you? Just, I join you in a minute. All right. Someone left the TV on. So okay, right. Last 2 weeks, I didn't do it last Sunday. I introduced a topic which is love motivation. We call it love motivation, and yeah. But then we looked at John chapter 13, which I will refer to. This I will refer to it in a minute. We saw Jesus washing the feet of the disciples, and kind of we filleted that passage and excavated and carved out. Drew out some key lessons, particularly as love, key lessons of love as a motivation for us to do anything that's meaningful in God's kingdom, that is that counts for time and eternity. Yes. Let me talk about John chapter 13. By the way, okay, let me start formally. Good evening, everyone. God bless you for joining. And wherever you are, I pray that the hand of God will rest mightily upon you and bring you to His desired plan and purpose for your life. I'm Reverend Cyril, and this is the Sentinel, which is the media arm of Citygate Ministries Int'l. Right. So John 13, that I started from, and I'm not going to read the whole verses or the verses I read last time, but we saw that Jesus was the Bible says that when he knew that his hour had come to that he should leave this world and to the Father, having loved his own, he who were in the world, he loved them to the end. And I say that to the end could mean yes, to his last breath, but also he loved them to the very extremity. In other words, he loved them. How do I put it? He loved them with a love that is boundless, to the extreme. He loved them with the extreme intensity and to the extreme, to the very. How do I put it? The Bible says that God is able to save to the uttermost. Yeah, that's the word, uttermost. Those who come to him through Jesus Christ. So he loved them to the uttermost. Yeah. With his radical, boundless love, intensive and extensive. Okay, so we looked at that, and the question that we raised was what motivates our action? So here Jesus washed the disciples' feet. And our question is then, what was his motivation? Is there clearly? He loved his own people to the very end, and he carried out that action, which is again, culturally speaking, the most menial, the work or job or service that the lowest member of a household, would do in that culture. Right. And it says, and supper being ended, the devil already put it in the heart of Judas to betray Jesus. And Jesus, verse 3, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands and that he had come from God and was going to God, he rose from the supper and laid aside his garments, took a towel and gathered himself. After that, he poured water in the basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel with which he was girded. So the question I did ask was, in fact, even if you just pause and slow this down a bit, just in your mind, like slow motion, and see Jesus, in fact, reenact this scene in your mind, just revisit this scenario. In fact, immerse yourself in the scenario and watch Jesus as he just deliberately, consciously, take off his robe, equivalent, if we use this, the equivalent, the items of clothing, remove his tuxedo and kind of loosen his tie and put on an apron and began to, wash the disciples' feet or serve them, So you picture that and let that the significance of that moment be embossed on our own, just on our heart, really, because that was deep to the point that Peter winced. Peter was no, that was almost, this is unheard of, not just unheard of. This is actually almost scandalous. No, you're not going to wash my feet. No, never. You're not going to do it. And of course, we know what Jesus told him. But the question then is, it said Jesus, knowing that all things have been given, the Father has given all things into his hand, and that he came from God, he was going to God. Jesus, talk about somebody who's self-assured, who's self, he knew what was, talk about self-esteem. He knew where he came from, he knew where he was going. Even when people say, no, we don't know you, who are you, we don't know who you are, where do you come from, you are the son of the carpenter, who do you think you are? He knew where he came from, he knew whose son he was, he knew where he was going. Everything committed into his hand. He's got the class, he's got the resources, he's got all the esteem, the status. He got the honor. He's got everything in his hand. He's got the connection, the goodwill. He's got everything. What do you do with that? What do you do? What do you do with, with all that committed into your hand? What do you do? How do I put it? With just, if you got all these things in your hand, what do you do with it? What do you do with all the fame? What do you do with all the accolades? What do you do with all the results? Say everything committed to your hand to my hand. What do we do? I know what the ordinary man would do. I know what the normal man would do. The normal person will climb the highest pedestal and expect people to worship them, But not Jesus. He used that, all that. He stood down to serve the people. Okay, that's just kind of repeating what, summarizing what we've done. So we see that the love was the motivation, was the impulse. There's this impulse to serve, and that impulse is flows from love for the people. He loved the people. He was motivated by love, and he asked us to do the same. He said to us, he said, "You call me Lord and Master, or Master and Lord." And you're right. Yes, that's what I am. In fact, verse 12. So when he had washed their feet, taking his garments and sat back down, I said to them, "Do you know what I have done to you? Do you realize?" Oh yeah, you wash our feet. No. Do you understand the significance of what I've done? Well, you called me teacher and Lord, or Master and Lord. Yeah, and you say, "Wherefore, so I am. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that you should do as I have done to you." Okay, so in other words, if I have done it, you should do it. And I said this last time, it's interesting that Jesus' feet were the only dry feet around. Even Judas, the one that betrayed him, and he knew we betrayed him, as we see in a few verses below. Judas, who already was, constructing and concocting plans to betray Jesus, and Jesus knew it, he washed his feet too. So the only feet that were dry were Jesus' feet. And he said to them, "If I have done this, you should do it to one another." So how do we then wash Jesus' feet? Because if Jesus should say, "Okay, you guys wash my feet," they will fall over themselves to wash Jesus' feet. But he said, "No, rather, you do it to one another." In other words, the only way we can serve Jesus or serve God is by taking care of members of his body. He says, he's talking about another place, he said that if you do, in as much as you do this to the least of my brethren, the least is the one that you think is not worth it, the one that you think maybe below you, the least, and you do that to me, you're doing it to, for me. So how do I bake Jesus a cake? What do I give him this Christmas time coming? There's nothing we can do that will mean anything, because he owns it all anyway. Say he owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. He owns it anyway. But the only thing we can do that will touch his heart is by looking after his people, his body, members of his body, even this so-called very least among us. Okay, so that now links us to what to today's emphasis, today's focus, which has to do with I call it the love-fueled ministry. We say he did that. He ministered and served his people, the disciples, because of the love he has for them. That's what the Bible tells us. Now, the question is, what kind of love is this? What kind of love is this? What kind of love motivated him? It's not okay. It's not our kind of love. It's not the common love. It's not the quid pro quo love. You know, I do this to you, so you do this to me. In fact, remember Jesus told the Pharisees, "Hey, sisi fegi adegba adeniro dayo olishesi visenezigbo. God bless. Olayitokere. Yes, and of course the rest of you, Nduku, Gochuku, Professor Pius Onika, Juliet Nduku, Charlotte Oludaisi Olaseyide, and yeah, God bless you. So, what kind of love Jesus told the Pharisees sometime, and he said to them, if you invite, if you do good to those who can pay you back, you say, what's that about? What was the point? If you lend to those from whom you expect to receive, what was that? So, and of course, that's the way we play it, on this plane. You invite those people. We invite you. It's called common love, quid pro quo love. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. That's not true love. So, love because of is not love. Okay. So the kind of love that moved Jesus to do what he did, to surrender or to yield or to use all the things he's got, all his glory and status and power and wisdom and resources and everything, with grace and goodwill and anointings and wisdoms and all that. And he used all that to humble himself, stoop down to serve. That love, what kind of love is this? And of course, he did say, Jesus said, again in the book of John, he says, what manner of love is this, that a man should lay down his life for his friends? What kind of love is this? And we're told in John 3:16 that for God so loved. See, he's just describing the quality of this, an extent and the quantum, if you like, of this love. In fact, the brand of this love. What kind of love is this? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. What manner of love is this? Again, John tells us, what manner of love? What kind of love is this? What manner of love is this? That we can be called the children of God. Yeah? So what kind of love is this? It is the kind of love that people on this plane don't know. Normally, if sometimes, particularly in this culture, the Western culture, you do good for somebody, they show a favor to somebody. Just they look at you and say, almost like suspiciously, look at you and say to you, they think, what's the catch? Yeah, what is she looking for? What's she looking for? Because they say there's no free lunch, but that's not the Father's love. That's not God's love. That's not the kind of love that will make you use all your, devote all your glory, all your resources, your everything you got, your prestige, your honor, your status, your class, respectability to serve somebody else. Anyway, that love is what the Bible calls agape. Agape love. And Jesus, in fact, is one that invented that word. That word was not known, even in the then civilization. It is sacrificial, it's unconditional, it is boundless, it is love, it is illogical, in the sense that there's nothing from the person that's loved for the beloved that could elicit that love as a response. Okay? Some say God loves me because I'm a good boy. No. The reason of that love originates from the heart of the lover, not from the loved. Okay? And that is what Jesus said we should do. He says, yes, as I wash your feet, as I've served you, you go serve others. As I have served you. In other words, not just the action, but also the motivation. Because we're told he did it because, he loved his people. So we're going to do it because we love. We're going to carry out Jesus' work on earth out of love. Out of love. Not because, it is the same love that is going to motivate us. Agape love. The problem is that we don't have it. As humans, we don't have that kind of love. It does not exist in psychology. Where do we get it from? Okay? Where do we get it from? And that's why I said a lot of those people are in mental torture, some kind of psychic prison. Some of them in psychiatric home. Because they know, yes, legally, they know by the letter of the law and word that they are meant to do this and serve and witness and preach and give. But the fuel, what fuels it, they don't have. It could be okay. I fear if I don't do it, the Lord God will condemn me. If I don't do it, the blood will be in my hand. If I don't do it, And so it's not, all those things does not come from pure love. And so they struggle, they run, they burn out, but they must do it. So they get trapped into this, this treadmill of performance, just beavering away, but meaninglessly. Okay, this title, again, I'm not, again, I might not finish it today. But I call it spirit-fueled ministry. Sorry, love-fueled ministry. I would say that love that should fuel our Christian service and ministry and work we do in the Lord's vineyard as Christian workers must be. That love is agape. That's a quality. It cannot be any other. Because that was motivated Jesus. But how do we get it from? You see, it is possible. Then if I should get into this. Okay. I'm thinking about two disciples of Christ now. I'm thinking about John. The John who wrote this. Incidentally, it's interesting that John is the only one that wrote this story. John, Apostle John Zebedee. No other gospel writer wrote this. Matthew, no, was one of them. His feet were washed, but he did not record it. Okay. Mark, Mark was not there, but Mark got his material mostly from Peter. But he did not mention this. It's John, and they call him Apostle of Love. John is the one who described himself. He described himself as apostle, the one who Jesus loves. If someone should, like the Christian quiz, they said to you, who's the disciple whom Jesus loved? What will you say it is? If you say it's John, you are wrong. No. Okay, no. I think I said it wrongly. If you're asked, which disciple did Jesus love most? Yeah. In the quiz, if you say answer John, you are wrong. Now John will say I is him. But God is not a respect of person. God's love is for everybody. But John will say, yes, he's the one that Jesus loved most. He didn't love the other ones. John seemed to be the one that responded to Jesus' love the most. He opened himself up to it. And that's why he could call himself. He's the one, that's what he named himself, the disciple that Jesus loved, no? He said, yes, he loves me most. And each one of us can claim that he lost me. No, he lost me. And that song says, I'm so glad that my Father in heaven, test of his love in the book is given. Wonderful things in the Bible that see. And so on and so forth. But I'm so glad that Jesus lost me, and so on and so forth. Okay, so John is the one that wrote this. And it's one that this is a piece to talk about love. Because he in fact he said in one of the verses I have here, he says we have believed, and we have known and believed the love that God has for us. He has believed it. The Bible says God so loved the world, the mass of humanity that has ever lived, that live today, and that will continue to live. God so loved the world. But then do you identify yourself? Yes, I receive that love. As a person, I raise my receptacle to receive that love that God, kind of pouring out on the whole, on the sea of humanity. It's for each one of us to say, yes, I receive it. So this agape, John received it. And so that's why he could talk about it. That's why he could preach it. That's why he could write about it. In First John is sort of, replete of just, about God's love. God is love. If you don't love, you don't know God, and so on and so forth. Because yes, he could preach it, he could demonstrate it. Because he had received it, agape. So he could serve. But if you look at Peter got it eventually. He got it eventually. But before Peter got it, he was relying on his own, I call it psychological love. This guy, the master said, he's a good man. See what he does. I like him. He's a fantastic guy. So I love him. So that's why he now boasted and said, Taiwanyola, God bless you, welcome. So Peter said, look, I love you so much that, look, all these guys, if all these, lily-livered, so-called disciples, if all of them should forsake you, I will never forsake you because I love you. My love for you is greater than all of them. Forget about your love. Look, Oh, and that's the same thing that I say, no, I'm not ready to receive this kind of love. No, to wash my feet. You? No. It's too much. No. But John received it. Peter, no, refused. Jesus said, well, if I don't wash you, you're not part of me. Okay. Wash me everywhere. Then okay, go. Peter was trying to run the show. Okay, right. He got washed. If other guys reject you, I will, because I love him. See, I love him more than them all. That's what they call it. Just watch me and see me display the love I have for you. You see, the Bible tells us, the same John writing, it says, not that, if I can find it, where did that scripture? Yeah, it's okay. Basically, what it's saying in 1 John chapter 4, it says, not that we love God. That's in 1 John chapter 4, verse 10. In this is love, not that we love God. No, Peter said, no, I do. Not that we love God, but that he loved us and sent his son to be the propitiation for our sins. So Peter will say that, no, I'm the one. No, your father, hey, long time, God bless you. So for Peter, listen, I love you. Listen, yeah, I know no. So I love you. Love obedience from me. But John said, no. It's not that we love him first. In fact, it's because he loved us. Because God is love. That is in nature. God is love. So he doesn't love because of the kind of person we are. Okay. John again, in verse 19 of 1 John 4, says, we love him because he first loved us. You see that? No, that was not Peter. Peter is, I love you, and I'm going to prove it to you that I love you. Yeah? That, no, and then I'll show this guy's example that I love you. Then, of course, you should know. But John said, no, we love him because he first loved us. Okay, Romans 5:8 says, but God demonstrates his own love towards us in that while we were yet sinners, sorry about that, there, Christ died for us. Romans 5:8. While we were yet sinners, that's how he proved it. While we were still enemies in our mind against God, Christ died for us. John understood that, Peter didn't. So Peter said, I'm going to show you. And of course, we know the story. And when the robber hits the road, as they say, he denied Jesus. Because the arm of flesh will fail you. He denied Jesus. But see, the calling of God is without repentance. God has a place for repentance. In fact, I told Peter before, I said, Simon, but Satan has desired to sift you like wheat. And I prayed for you that your faith should not fail. The Bible tells us that faith works by love. Without love, our faith is fake. And it was just as when he said, I'm going to show you that I love you more than all these guys. Jesus said, Satan, you are in the arena of Satan now. Self-reliance, self-obsession. It's about you. Satan has desired to sieve you, to sift you like wheat. I pray for you though, that your faith not fail. And when you are converted, strengthen your brothers. And he was converted, and then he was in a place where he can strengthen and minister to the brothers. When you are converted from your self-based love, self-obsession, and your level-gazing mindset, when you are converted, when you are turned around to focus on God's love, to know that you are bankrupt. We are bankrupt. We don't have that fuel from ourselves. We cannot generate the motivation to minister to wash other people's feet and minister to them, the downtrodden. It has to come from God. We have to receive from God first. Okay. Can't give what we don't have. We cannot give what we have not received. When you turn around, then you can minister and strengthen your brethren. So quickly, we now go to where Peter now got restored. After the night, Jesus rose from the dead and all that. And of course, he was so dejected. The Bible says he wept bitterly when he saw that prophecy come to pass. That by the time the cock crows, he twice he denied Jesus 3 times, and that happened, and he went away weeping bitterly. Why didn't he say, "Oh, sorry, it's a mistake. Oh, guys, I know him." No. He was too weak to, and he wept. He was dejected. It was, and he thought that was over for him. It's interesting that when Jesus rose up and told the women, to tell his disciples, about that he's risen, and he's going to meet them. It says, "Tell my brethren," and then in that mention Peter specifically. To tell Peter, because if not, Peter will not count himself as part of his brethren. Peter, he would discount himself because the so-called love that he said he had let him down. Okay, so Jesus then came after they saw him and Peter, and Peter's reaction that jumped into the sea and swam to Jesus, and all that. And after they ate, Jesus prepared breakfast for them, and Jesus now said to Peter, looked at him squarely and said, verse 15 of John 21. So when they had eaten breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me more than these?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." And if you look at the Greek words for those two kind of love, the verbs, one is a derivation of agape, the one Jesus used. But Peter was using a different kind of love, basically like, I like you, it's a different kind of love, not the same one Jesus was talking about. Jesus said, "Feed my lambs." And he asked me again, a second time, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me?" Same word. And he said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." That's a different word for love there. And this was real. It was real. His love was shallow. There's a song that says, and that will hack the hymn that says, "Hack the Lord, hack my soul, it is the Lord." That's the last verse said that, "Lord, this is my chief complaint, that my love is weak and faint. Yet I love thee and adore. Oh, for grace to love thee more." Yes, I know my Lord is like the man that said, "I believe, help thou my unbelief." Sometimes I tell God that I want to. I love to. I'm hungry to be hungry. Does that make sense? Okay. Peter said, "Yeah, I love you, but it's not the same words. Not the word that's the verb or the word that's related to agape, or that derived from agape." He said then to him, "Tell my sheep." Verse 17, he said to him the third time, "Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me?" Interesting that now here Jesus used a different word. In fact, it was to mirror what Peter was saying. Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, to him, "Lord, you know of this. You know, Lord, I love." It got to him. Yeah, Jesus, his word penetrated, his heart. and he broke down. Uh, and Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep." So here Peter was commissioned, he was restored, loved, restored, and commissioned. That's why I titled this, uh, um, love-fueled ministry. Then Peter was in a position to receive God's unconditional love, God's, unfathomable love, God's expansive love, God's intensive love. He was able to receive it, and he was healed, down to the very core of his being. Then he was ready then to minister. Remember, when you are converted, strengthen your brethren, feed my sheep, tend my sheep, feed my lambs. And if you look at what Peter wrote in 1 Peter chapter 5 about how the elder should take care of God's sheep, you know that this is somebody who was broken and restored and has received God's love and God's tenderness. And he was able, therefore, to minister, out of that motivation, and was then able to write to the fellow leaders, Christian leaders, in 1 Peter chapter 5, that this is the way they should care and the kind of motivation, the motive for shepherding God's people. I don't have time to go into that scripture, but of course, tradition, Christian history tells us the way Peter died, that he was ready to, he did not deny Christ this time. He was not just ready to be crucified, but we're told that he said, no, they want to, he said that he was, he asked to be crucified upside down, and he died the death of a martyr out of love for the master, who loved him first. Okay, so that's basically a summary. And as I close, that is the thing that can help us to reach the people, the lost and dying, the downtrodden, the disorientated, of our world. We need to receive God's love. We cannot, on one hand, try to reach the lost, and we are reading with guilt. We are reading with self-doubt and we broken hearts, and not even sure that we are, God loves us and God accepts us, and our conscience is, whipping us, on one hand, and we're trying to save the world, on the other hand, it will not work. Let every one of us receive God's love. Abundant love is priceless, it's unconditional, and it's available for you and for me. God bless you. Thank you very much. Please feel free to share this. Thank you, all of you, for bearing with me. I know I've gone over time, but yes. Well, I want to thank you again, Glory Opara. Thank you, Taiwo Eniola, Ebo, Sisi Fegi, Adebayo Adediran, Dayo Olúṣèṣì, Vincent Ezigbo, Ọláyínká Okere, Daisy Olaseyede, Sharon Roti, Juliet Nduku, Professor Pius Onoka, Nduku Gochukwu. God bless you. Please feel free to share this. And by the way, the other list of other recorded live cast that I did, you can see them on Facebook. Just go to, just type Citygate TV. You have them, and there's different topics. The one that you feel you need, feel free to listen to them, and please share. God bless you. I remain Reverend Cyril of Citygate Ministries International, and this is the Sentinel. Have a great week. Yes, God be with your week, and bless you especially. Thank you. Bye-bye.